Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your good old boy JR coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. It is week 15 of the 2022 NFL season. I cannot believe we have already made it this far. Just literally right after this, just a few more weeks, and then playoffs start. I cannot wait. It's going to be exciting. We have a lot to talk about today. Just have a lot of messages coming in at the same time, waiting for my buddy Brandon, who's always joining us and everything. He's always a good sport about stuff. We're gonna recap and we're gonna just make our predictions for this week's game, starting with tomorrow, with a little bit of Thursday night football action. There he is, Brandon. What's going on, man?
Something, man.
How you feeling, my man? How's it going?
Doing good. I'm sorry about the light because my damn thing broke.
Don't even worry about it, man. Don't even worry about it, man. It's all good. No, you get no complaints from me. Now, the other people that are watching the video, maybe, but none from me.
Yeah, at least I'm not on YouTube.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Well, my man, it is week 15. You ready to get this thing started?
I hope and thanks.
Okay, I was very confident picking in these games either, especially with the monkey wrench of Saturday. But here we go. So we got Thursday night football in the works. We have the San Francisco 49ers traveling to Seattle. Now, the last time these two teams played, it looks totally different than it was in week 2. But San Francisco totally blew them out. It has been literally almost, give or take, a couple months since the last time these guys saw these guys. About 3 months. Almost 3 months. Give or take. All right? And nothing's really changed. The 49ers are still defensively good. And it doesn't matter who's at quarterback, they're still winning. And the Seattle Seahawks are kind of hitting a slump ever since Kenneth Walker has hit that injury. Now, he is expected to play. So that's the good news. The bad news is you're coming back against the 49ers defense, who is arguably the best defense in the NFL to some, myself included. So, yeah, exactly. I get it. So the bench warmer did a great job. Yes, he did an amazing job. Of course he did. But Brandon, I ask you, who do you have? The 49ers or the Seattle Seahawks?
I got San Francisco.
Yeah.
Now, yes, Kenneth Walker should be playing this week and everything, but I'm gonna be honest. With the injuries also to San Francisco, like you got Christian McCaffrey that's dealing with injuries, Debo's not playing. It's like this is one of those games Seattle should win, but also felt that way last week and they lost. So I got San Francisco. I think defensively they're more sound. I think, and like I said, I think Seattle's now starting to come back to the pack. I think it's starting to kind of now catch up with Seattle. These games are starting to now catch them off guard. They're not there yet. Geno Smith is having still a pretty good year. But it's Geno freaking Smith. Do you really expect him to pull out these types of games? I don't. So I don't see that.
Yeah. Look, I got San Francisco too. Look, the only reason I got San Francisco is because it's just that defense. That defense, time and time again, has shown late in the year they know how to turn the ball over. They really don't need an offense. Like they really don't. Like let's be honest. Josh Johnson might start tomorrow. Yes, that Josh Johnson. His 4th stint with the San Francisco 49ers, the 15-year journeyman. I mean, that's what he is, really, a journeyman. From NFL, XFL, back to the NFL, to the USFL, back to the NFL. The dude has been, yes. So, all right. So, I mean, understand, this is his 4th stint with San Francisco. So, he understands Kyle Shanahan's offense. He knows what he has to do. Should Brock Purdy not be ready to go? But Seattle's way better with Kenneth Walker offensively. It's just coming back from an injury against a defense like this who, let's face it, Seattle couldn't even handle Carolina's defense. What do you think is going to happen on a 4-day notice? And it doesn't even matter about the offensive weapons for San Francisco. They'll find a way to score. Give me San Francisco over Seattle.
And it's not just that. Carolina had its best running game of the year against Seattle in Seattle.
Don't forget. And don't forget, a bunch of teams now are starting to figure out we can run on Seattle.
no Seattle.
We can run. They're not scary up front that we thought they were. And that's where I think the discussion does have to come into play. Should Seattle pick at 2 or 3? It's like, okay, you need a quarterback, but Jalen Carter and Will Anderson are right there. Maybe just take a run defender, pass rusher type of deal. But that we'll get into that later. We'll definitely get into that later. So we both got San Francisco. We're moving on to the first Saturday game, Indianapolis versus Minnesota. So talk about two teams that had one team had expectations, the other one didn't know what to expect, and they still both look bad. Even though one has a winning record and the other one has a losing record, these two teams still look so bad overall.
I literally was like, can the NFL flex this game out? I was like, do we really need to watch this for Saturday?
I don't know. I guess that's fine. I guess, but
I mean, we got a little time. They can flex it out.
Let it go, Brandon. We're gonna watch this game whether we love it or not. So here we go. We got Indianapolis versus Minnesota. Two teams with high expectations. Well, one expectations, the other one not so much. So Brandon, who do you have Indianapolis with the Jeff Saturday that's going to lead the charge, or do you have Minnesota, who's historically the worst 10-3 team in NFL history because of point differential? Who do you got?
I don't think it gets any better. I got Coach.
Oh my God.
I am Coach. Yeah, it sounds freaking weird. I mean, last time we saw a Coach, they literally ran out of Dallas Stadium. They literally ran out of the stadium. Like, that fourth quarter was ungodly bad. Like, it was just really freaking bad. 19-54. But before that, it was 19-21. And I think that the Coach, for some of it, they can actually manage in these games. And here's something that we don't want to say. We're not saying, yes, it's a Saturday game, which means it's a prime time game. Which means
don't even start.
Don't even start. Quarterback on the block. He's going to be the only quarterback to be seen. And I think that shit is
don't even start right now. Don't even start with that. Don't even start.
I think if I had to put my money on it, I think Kirk Cousins is going to forget how to play football for this one game. And that right there is the reason why the Colts are going to win.
It's very hard to forget how to play football when you have a Justin Jefferson and a Dalvin Cook, which, by the way,
that sounds awesome. Did he not forget to play football last week? He forgot how to play football for at least a good bit of that game.
No. He did good. His defense is what killed them. And in a game where both of these defenses are sorry, I'm going to go with the team that has the better offense. Give me Minnesota.
Okay, you went with the easy way out. That's easy. Listen, I'm going with the obvious. Listen, I think a primetime game, nobody's on TV. You're literally, the best day for Kirk Cousins is that it's at like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at noon. Maybe some people might be asleep. They might have to go to work. They might have to see him. Right here. I got to go to work. Right here.
But you know what? I will watch that game. I don't care what my work says. I will.
I want to laugh. I want to at least laugh at the game.
Look, both defenses are bad. Like they're historically bad. And I'm sorry. I got to go with the team that actually has enough offense to put this over. Give me Minnesota. Just give me Minnesota at this point.
I do want to point out that you can also run on Minnesota.
Yeah, and everybody has shown that you can run on Indianapolis too. So again, I'm going to go with the team that has the better wide receiver core, and that's Minnesota. So give me that team.
I'm still going to Coach.
Oh God. All right, whatever, man. All right, here we go. So we have the next one. It's the second one on a Saturday. There is 3. So we got the game number 2 here on Saturday. We got the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cleveland Browns. Now, what's up, Nat? Thank you. Now, Baltimore, they escaped Pittsburgh in a grueling 16-14 victory. Cleveland was just Cleveland. Nothing fancy about it. Joe Burrow finally got his first win of many against Cleveland. So here we go. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. 2 weeks in a row, Deshaun Watson has not looked good. And you would think he would have get some rust off against Houston. Didn't do that. You think maybe he'll get into the flow of things against Cincinnati? Didn't work out. Now you're facing a Baltimore Ravens defense that looked alive, looked very well. Granted, it was Mitchell Trubisky, but the way Deshaun Watson's playing doesn't really matter right now. So I ask you, Brandon, who do you got? Baltimore or Cleveland?
I got Cleveland.
Oof. Oof.
Listen,
Oof.
Deshaun Watson looks like he's lost a step or two. But it's his third game. He finally has training camp. Like, he is literally, this is what I kept saying about Deshaun Watson. If you're Deshaun Watson, if you know you had no chance in hell of making the playoffs, why play this year? Why? Why play this year? You have no chance at the playoffs. Pretty much done. Why play? Because you need to get bust off. You do need to get chemistry with these receivers. And more importantly, the team needs to know real receivers you can actually work with and what you can't. Like Amari Cooper. Just saying. Maybe Amari Cooper. Trade him off. I'm just saying.
Wow. After 1 year. Wow. Wow. Okay. Go ahead.
Listen, Baltimore defense looked good, but like you just said, it was against Mitchell Trubisky. I'm not about to give them any brownie points because you beat on Mitchell Trubisky. And let's not act like this game wasn't a 2-point game.
Because it was. It truly was.
It was a 2-point game. It was literally the AFC North at its finest. And I don't know who's the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens coming into this game. I don't know if it's Tyler Huntley. I don't know if it's Lamar. I don't know who it is. And that, to me, is a little bit of a problem when Myles Garrett is a comer. Myles Garrett is alive and well. He is there. He will get to.
Now, I will say this, though. The Cleveland Browns defense has stepped up in the last few weeks. That's great. But I think it's one of those too little, too late.
And that's the thing. But not too little, too late in this game because it's a Saturday game. Like you just said, this is one of the most grueling games that Baltimore had to play probably all year. And now you have to literally turn it around, in 5 days? And say, not only are you playing against Cleveland, you're playing Cleveland in Cleveland. So it's a problem already. And Nick Chubb is still there. He's still doing his thing. The O-line is still okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got Cleveland in this game.
The thing is, this game was very hard for me to pick because I didn't know who. Same thing you did. I don't know who's at quarterback. If Lamar Jackson is starting Sunday, I got Baltimore. Straight up.
Of course.
The problem is, right now, I can't even tell you. And I am really sad right now for one player and one player only, J.K. Dobbins. He looked
good.
He looked good, but the problem is there was one where he could have broken away, and he looked so slow. And he looked so bad. And I'm just like, no, I hope those injuries did not derail his speed because that would suck. Yes, he still had a great game, but people that did see that film, they know which one I'm talking about. It's the one where it was just him and the safety. And it's like, dude, I know you can outrun this guy if you were like 2 years younger and it's still healthy. Oh, you would have been gone. But it looked like he was running upright. And I'm just like, I hope his speed's not gone, man. Maybe it was just a cold day. I don't know. And I think that's the problem with this game. I really want to know if Lamar Jackson is going to start. Right now, the way it's looking, we're not sure. So I think for that reason alone, I'm taking the Browns today. If I knew 100% certain that Lamar was playing, I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens straight up. But because we don't know, I got to go with Cleveland too because it's just so bad. But if Sunday 7 a.m. rolls around and they say, or if Saturday morning it rolls around and they say Lamar Jackson's playing, I have every right to switch my pick, damn it. Because the thing is, he didn't practice yesterday. He didn't practice today. More than likely, if he doesn't practice tomorrow, then for sure, okay, well, he's not playing. But I'm just saying, If some miracle shit happens and Lamar comes into the field, I'm switching my pick because that's enough. That's enough of that. But give me Cleveland today.
Wait, even with the bad knee, you just gonna be like, nope.
It's Cleveland, dude. Give me Lamar Jackson all day. That's fine. And lastly, the last Saturday game, we have the Miami Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills. Now, Miami, they stunk up the joint again. For 3 weeks in a row now, they have literally stunk up the joint. And they now have to travel to Buffalo, which, by the way, it could be a snow game. That's the prediction. And here's the crazy thing about Miami. They took heaters to SoFi Stadium for a 55-degree weather game. 55! They're about to go into Buffalo, where the lowest it could possibly be is 10. If you need heaters in Los Angeles, then damn, you need a whole fucking sauna in Buffalo because it is going to be way colder than that. But go ahead, Brandon. Who do you got, man? The Miami Dolphins or the Buffalo Bills?
I got. That's a question. That's a question. Buffalo. That's really a question. Yeah, I don't feel like this is gonna be like the New England Buffalo game like last year Monday Night Football. I don't think that.
I don't think it's gonna be as bad. No.
I don't. Not as bad. I just don't think the freaking Miami Dolphins can run the ball 40, 50 times on Buffalo. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Like I just can't see it. Listen, this is what I kept saying about Miami. They look great earlier in the season. They do play in the AFC East, which is like the coldest fucking division, literally, to play in, especially in these months. The next couple games, you got to go to Buffalo. You still got to go to New England. The blessing in disguise is that you get the Packers and the Jets at home. If you had to go to New York too, holy shit, do the football guys hate you? It's just like,
that would have been that would have sucked.
Oh,
and I bet you they still gonna need their heaters at 55-degree weather in Miami.
And maybe a playoff berth is on the line between you and the Jets. Oh my God, that'd be bad. But yeah, this is Buffalo, man. Listen, Buffalo still doesn't look right on offense. Let's get real. Like they still look like they're. I don't know what the hell they're trying to do. I don't know if they're like trying to scale back Josh Allen or not, like really running them that much, or trying to.
I'm gonna be a real advocate here. If there's only one running back that's gonna be taken in the draft, Buffalo in the first round, Buffalo has to do everything in their power to get Bijan Robinson to because this is like, okay, I get it. You spent the second on James Cook. That's fine. Get yourself a Bijan Robinson or something like that, or a Tank Bigsby, and just hope for the best. Just hope for the best, man.
But I actually think James Cook is actually good. I think they just
he's good, but it's just like I don't know. With the Bills, I don't even know what to think anymore.
I don't think they know how to use them. Like this is the problem with Buffalo. I don't think they know how to use their running backs.
Here's the thing that's scaring me about Buffalo right now. Buffalo has possibly had the easiest path to get to the Super Bowl, and I'm looking at Cincinnati, and I'm going, I don't know, man. I don't think you want those problems right now.
So you're jumping on the bandwagon.
I'm just saying, I don't think you want those problems in Cincinnati right now, bro.
I've said this numerous times. This shit could get really interesting if Cincinnati beats Buffalo in Baltimore in the next couple weeks. Like, it can get really freaking interesting because in Kansas City lose at any point in time. They get the number one spot. That's a scary feeling to go into Cincinnati, knowing damn well.
Yeah, I don't want those problems right now. If you're,
that's a problem into a problem that you don't even need to see. That's not even happen. I don't want those. But yeah, I got Buffalo. I think being that Miami needs to kind of create the run with the pass and all this, Tua's just not.
It's just too much. It'll be just too much for that type of game.
Tua's not built for this. Miami's not built for this. They're not built.
Miami is built to score fast and hope to stop. Buffalo is built to play in these type of conditions, which is why I'm going to go Buffalo too, only just due to the fact that, listen, Buffalo's at home. They know how to handle this stuff. Miami's not ready. They're not ready for this type of game. Not this. And I get it. And Tua could sit up there at the podium and be all cool and everything. Like, it snowed in Alabama. I practiced in Maryland. That's great. That's great.
Oh, that's adorable.
Like, yeah, that's adorable. You know,
That's so adorable.
I say it's cold. Listen, I say it's cold here all the time in Vegas, during wintertime. But then I visit my sister in New York and it's freaking snowing. And I'm over here like, I want to go home. Turn around. Turn around. Like, I want to go. Out of here. I'm not dealing with this right now. Let's go. So yeah, I got Buffalo. They're just built for this type of game. And here's the thing. It's at night. It's gonna be late. Miami's just not ready for this. So give me Buffalo over Miami.
I want people to go back and watch when the Miami Dolphins had a chance to get in the playoffs. And they played Buffalo. Remember this? They played Buffalo. And Tua looked so goddamn shell-shocked. He looked like, what the fuck is this?
And this time, there's no Von Miller this time. But they're still going to get after us.
They didn't have no Von Miller. It was just like, I think it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, Miami had a chance to get in the playoffs. They had to go to Buffalo to win. I think Buffalo had to win the game.
Yep.
Like, win the division or something.
Yeah.
And Tua went out there, and he looked so fucking afraid. And it wasn't even snowing. It was just cold as a son of a bitch. He didn't know what the fuck to do. This is kind of what Buffalo is going to do to you Sunday. I do not like Saturday. I don't like this game at all, man.
It is gonna be pretty bad. And it hurts worse to tackle in the cold too. It sucks, man. It sucks, dude. I'm out. So that's the Saturday lineup. Now let's head into Sunday. So listen, I know when we talk about this next game, what do we really have to look forward to? I'll tell you what we have to look forward to. Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields. Two quarterbacks that looked primed and ready. Philadelphia has done everything in their power to put Jalen Hurts in the best position to win. All right? The best position. Justin Fields. The Chicago Bears traded Roquan Smith, which told me immediately they have all the faith in the world in Justin Fields. And ever since that trade, Justin Fields in fantasy has been the number 1, number 3, and number 2 quarterback week in and week out. And why? Because the dude can throw, he can run, and he's the only offense for the Chicago Bears as of right now. So yes, you could definitely build around him. He is worth building around. And if Chicago doesn't think so, there is a lot of teams that will line up for his fucking services right now. So, Brandon, I know where the answer is, but I'm still excited to see how these two are going to look head to head. So who do you got, Philadelphia or Chicago?
I wish that Chicago could actually get this man some help immediately, because I would love to see these two guys play in like a playoff game where they actually fucking matter. Like, that would be like a real, like, holy shit, this is a real like situation here. Instead, this feels like Donovan McNabb and Michael Vick. Like, you knew Donovan McNabb had a way better fucking team. Like, you knew it. You knew Donovan McNabb had a better team.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Was the offense. Michael Vick was the entire Atlanta Falcons offense. You knew when they played each other, Philly was going to wipe the floor with Orlando. And it kind of feels like this Sunday. It just feels like, as good as Justin Fields is, I don't think he's going to be all that spectacular this week. I really don't. I think Philly's going to pretty much stop him, keep him kind of contained for most of the game, which means Jalen Hurts is going to go freaking nuts. And thank you, Michael Parsons, for saying what the fuck you said. That was kind of stupid. To say
I love Jalen's response. He's like, I don't really care. I'm focusing on Chicago right now.
And then
Here's the thing. He's already thinking about Philadelphia when he knows his ass almost lost to Houston. And I don't even know how confident he should feel about Jacksonville if that's the case. All right. Like, this is where it's getting scary for Dallas right now. I'm like, you can't be talking all that mess. And let's not act like Houston gave you a run for your money. I love the answer. I loved the fact that he just went up to the podium and said, listen, my focus is on Chicago. Dallas will be later. That's the type of attitude you need to have. And that's the focus I think the Nick Swarovski put on this team. It's like, hey, look, we cannot look ahead. It has to be week by week by week. Because if you try to look ahead in the NFL, you're going to find yourself in a hole. You do not want that. You do not want that. I got Philadelphia too, only because, come on, man. Really? Really? Like, really? Chicago is doing everything they can.
Yes, Juan, really. Yes, Juan, really.
Like, Chicago's doing everything they can to make sure that Will Anderson is destined to be a Chicago Bear. Like, you know how Houston is destined to be either CJ Stroud or in every mock draft, when it's Chicago's turn, Will Anderson, Will Anderson has to get ready to be a Chicago native because it's like, okay, you're going to be that next dude. So it would have been nice if Roquan Smith was still there. Didn't happen. It is what it is. But Will Anderson is a nice piece, man. That's all I'm saying. I got Philly in this one only because, come on, Philly is here. Their expectations are here. Chicago is in a rebuild. As much as people don't want to hear that right now, Chicago is in a rebuild. And there it is.
I want people to understand something. Like, Chicago with Justin Fields.
It's going to be a beautiful thing when it all comes together.
Oh my God, it's going to be so nice when he gets weapons. I feel like Justin Fields, if they could figure it out next year, like they did Jalen Hurts this year, if they could surround him with real weapons next year, oh shit, how crazy is this team going to look?
And that's what I'm saying. Chicago just needs time. Chicago needs time. That's the thing. Chicago just needs time.
They got pieces on defense in Chicago, but they just got to put it freaking together. And if they can, this is going to be an interesting fucking rivalry. I can tell you that goddamn much. But yeah, Philly's obviously going to win. This is just like, yeah, Philly. Like, did you not see Philly get played the Giants last week? Like, come on. The Giants are way better than this. It's not good. Oh my gosh.
So, next up, we have Atlanta taking on New Orleans. Atlanta is going to have to play Desmond Ridder because Marcus Mariota Marcus Mariota is a new father. For people that didn't know, he has a newborn child, and he had to get surgery on the knee on the day his child was born. So he'll never forget that shit. He'll never forget that, and now his season's over, so they have to ride with Desmond Ridder, the former Cincinnati Bearcat, for the next 4 weeks. For the next 4 weeks. The next month is all up to Desmond Ridder if he is the answer to Atlanta. Kind of feels like a Jalen Hurts situation. Remember a few years ago, he took over Carson Wentz, and all of a sudden it's like, uh-oh. But let's see how he does against the new, and what a surprise! Here we go again. The New Orleans Saints at home have to face the rookie, the second-round rookie again. So, Brandon, I know I'm asking you again, but who do you have in this one? The Atlanta Falcons or the New Orleans Saints? I swear I've seen this movie before. And I hate to disappoint you, but Kyle Pitts is not playing this week.
I want to. Oh, God. Oh, God. How do I say this? Okay. Being at home for the Saints seems like it should be just a lob up dunk. They're going to win. I don't fucking know. I just don't. If everybody's healthy and they play, which I'm saying, they're saying that a lot of people did practice today and been practicing this week, which means Marshawn Lattimore, which means, Pete Warner, a lot of guys have been out for the last couple of weeks. A lot of offensive linemen has also been out.
Yep.
They should be healthy. They should play. But God almighty, if they lose this game, bruh, just fire every fucking body. This is not even funny. Like, fucking funny. The first game was understandable because Marcus Mariota can still run, he can do certain things. I get it. You don't have no tape on Desmond Ridder. But if this damn defense, after what the fuck we saw Monday night against Tampa Bay, don't get this shit together. Fire everything.
That's it? That you're pulling the plug? That's it?
Person. It is ridiculous. We still have a chance, and I just want them to lose the rest of these games. We don't have the first round pick. There's nothing to really play for. If we do win these next couple games, we still have to hope and pray Tampa Bay loses every fucking game. It's just like.
And Carolina doesn't win the remaining of their games. That's
Carolina doesn't win every. Carolina loses the next 3 out of 4, and we beat them in the Superdome and beat them in the Superdome. It has to literally go perfect, and I don't see it going perfect.
That's a lot of scenarios.
But I do expect them to beat the Atlanta Falcons, even though Desmond Ritter's going to probably give us a run for our money early in the game because we don't know what the fuck he is. But eventually, hopefully, God forbid, we actually make adjustments in the second half, which that shit don't happen at all nowadays. I just don't know what happens. But I think we will win this game. Oh, my God. I'm not saying this about my sis. We're going to win this game. I think we're going to win it. And then we're going to lose by like 20. We're going to lose like 20. Oh, good job. I got the Saints.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Saints too, only because of the fact that they look like they're ready to go together. They've been together now. Desmond Ritter, this is his first game, and it's at the Superdome. I don't think he had the same talent of Jalen Hurts when he came out of Oklahoma, but this was Atlanta's choice. This was Atlanta's choice. Now, here's the thing about Desmond Ritter, though. He's a proven winner, and he's shown that. But this is different. This isn't Cincinnati. You're not going to play Tulsa. You're not going to play Temple. This is the New Orleans Saints at the Superdome, which is loud as hell. So
We shall see.
I have a feeling that New Orleans is probably going to pull this one out. I'm not saying that Desmond Ritter has to win 4 in a row because we're going to have to give him the same treatment that Jalen Hurts did. If Desmond Ritter shows any sort of hope, then hey, maybe Atlanta could build. So if he falters out of the gate, out of these next 4 games, Atlanta has to think very hard of what they want to do in the future. So there it is. There it is.
I also feel like what Atlanta, you got a very interesting situation regardless. Because even if Desmond Ritter does look good this year, what do you really do in the draft? Because you need help defensively. You still need weapons.
Oh, defensively, you say?
I said that on purpose. I'm sorry. Go on to the next team. Go on to the next game.
Oh, Atlanta needs help defensively? Oh, in the draft? Oh, man. I wonder. Oh, they could have just done something.
Hey, I'm so sorry. I said that on purpose. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Go to the next game. Especially in this damn game, and Michael Parsons had 3 sacks, and Kyle Pitts is just sitting at home and shit. You know what I'm saying? See what the fuck happens?
He has no reason being in Dallas right now, but hey, whatever. I'm just saying. Oh, Atlanta needed defensive help? Oh, let me tell you something about 2 years ago that they could have done. 2 years ago, there was a perfect scenario for them. But whatever. Here we go. I will never let that go. Ever. Now, this next game is actually pretty interesting because on my way to work, I was listening to the radio and I was listening to almost like a FanDuel type of deal of betting and everything. And they talked about this game. They talked about the Detroit Lions visiting the New York Jets. Do you know what the stat line is right now? On who's the favorite? It's even. It's even. No, it's dead even. You know why? Because the bettors are do we trust Detroit or do we trust the Jets? And the answer to that question was, we can't trust anybody in this game. That's how crazy it is. But the Detroit Lions, the last 6 games are 5-1. The Jets have issues offensively. It's more of an offensive issue than it is a defensive issue. The problem is Detroit's defense is starting to show up too, and it's actually pretty freaking scary. The Jets and the Lions can match up well defensively. My only concern with the Jets right now is you gotta make a decision. It's either Mike White or Zach Wilson. And if you're Robert Saleh, you have to feel that you wasted that number 3 or that number 2 overall pick at that point. When everybody was saying Justin Fields, and you decided to go with the BYU kid.
Shit, not even Justin Fields. I mean, you said Trey Lance, you said Mac Jones. There was quarterbacks out there.
Mike Zimmer killed Kellen Mond's career. Let's put it that way. That was enough of that. But I will say this: when it comes to Mike Zimmer killed that shit. But to go to Detroit has been on fire recently. And here's the funny thing about it: they're still in the playoff hunt. They're not dead. They're not left for dead what everybody thought they were going to be. And the Jets, they're in the playoff hunt too, but they kind of seem like they're going in the wrong direction. So, Brandon, I ask you, I mean, Detroit or the Jets?
One, these are my teams. I picked both of these teams to make the playoffs this year.
I think only.
Oh, God. I feel like if Mike White plays, they're still going to lose. If Zach Wilson plays, they're still going to lose. I do not trust either of those dudes. The Jets for the last couple of weeks have had, they can defensively. We all know Sauce Gardner is great. But after DJ Ritter pretty much shut down Justin Jefferson in that Minnesota game, he hasn't really done a lot since then. So I think with that being said, Detroit now has all.
By the way, kudos to Sauce Gardner on his matchup against Stephon Diggs. He did great. He did great. And that's the thing about Sauce Gardner, because now it's like, oh crap, well, now I got Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams. So Sauce Gardner has to make a decision on who you want to take out.
And that's the thing. Like, Detroit got too many
weapons.
They got too many weapons. As good as the Jets can be, they got too many weapons. And like you just said, offensively, the O-linemen have been injured. The O-linemen have been banged up. They lost the O-lineman this week. He's out for the year. You already have a banged-up O-line. Now your quarterback is hurt. It's just like, and Hutchinson is there, man. He's alive.
I want to bring up the fact. I want to bring up the fact that Jalen Phillips got a roughing the passer penalty on Sunday Night Football, and that was the weakest shit I've ever seen. Mike White almost died twice in that game. He got it. He almost died twice and got 0 calls for it. But go ahead. Like, because he crumped up and he didn't move, and I'm like, and that's when I texted you. Listen, you want a job that's legal murder? Play defense in football. It's legal murder. That's what defense in football is. It is literally that, legal murder.
This man was balled up in a field position on a football field. That's nowhere in hell. That shit was.
And then he toughed it out. I appreciate the toughness, but then he came back, and like 4 plays later, here comes Ed Oliver, kills him, and I'm just like, this has to stop. Like, I feel like the little kid from The Simpsons. Stop! He's already dead. Like, stop. Yeah.
I got Detroit. I mean, also, I don't know if Quick Williams is playing. Like, Quick Williams, he's playing, which is a very bad.
That's a bad, because he is that tone setter for that defense, and that's a bad break.
And what is one thing about Detroit? What do they love to do? Play action. And if you're running with Jamal Williams, or you're running with DeAndre Swift, or Justin Jackson, that's a problem. So already the Jets have a problem defensively that they might not be able to cure. Forget just offense, defensively. If you can't stop Detroit's running game, that means the play action.
And here's the thing: when we talk about Detroit, there's no shame in nobody stopping Detroit's offense, because other than the Patriots, nobody else has been able to do anything right now. And I bet you this right now: if Detroit were to go up to New England right now and on a neutral field, like you said, Detroit could probably win that game right now. They would probably kill them, to be honest with you.
I don't think Detroit's offense does a lot, but I think the defense will humiliate the New England Patriots right now.
Because they want that shit back. They want that game back. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna take Detroit too. Yes, I'm back on the train. They picked me up. All right, I'm back on it, I guess. I just don't know how far it's going to go this time. But I will say this. The fact that Detroit is still alive. They're still alive. It's what's getting me. So I'm going to go with Detroit in this one. The Jets just they just got bit with the injury bug way too bad. And Detroit is healthier than ever. So I'm going to go with Detroit.
Isn't it weird? Like, Detroit got healthy at the right time, and the Jets got injured at the wrong time. It's like, God.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Detroit in this one. It's just I think it's just gonna be way too much for the Jets. Next up we got Pittsburgh taking on Carolina. Pittsburgh lost to Baltimore. Carolina beat Seattle. The only thing impressive is that Carolina has come back from the dead, and if they win their next 4, they're automatically in the playoffs because they could win the division. So, Brandon, I guess I ask you. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's going to start for Pittsburgh. Is it Kenny Pickett? Is it Mitchell Trubisky? Because Kenny Pickett did suffer that concussion. So, Brandon, I ask you: do you have Pittsburgh or do you have Carolina?
Oh my God. I got Carolina because they're at home. That's pretty much it. I
Yep.
don't trust Sam. I don't trust Sam Darnold for
No.
shit. I don't trust Carolina for shit. But I do trust that they have home field advantage, and I expect them to win. Mitchell Trubisky starts, then I'm really going Carolina.
I know Pittsburgh fans always travel well. I know that much firsthand.
Yeah.
But I just think that offensively, Najee Harris is starting to find his groove. Yes, he only had 33 rushing yards last week, but prior to that, he was killing it. And I think he's starting to find his groove. But I think the problem with Carolina, can we talk about the fact that J.C. Horn and Jeremy Chin are a deadly 1-2 combo in the secondary? Can we talk about that for a second? Like, is that like forget Brian Burns? Everybody loves to talk about Brian Burns and everything, and I get it. And I'm not hating because he's an FSU guy, whatever. But can we talk about the fact that Jeremy Chin and J.C. Horn are an amazing 1-2 combo at the corner and safety position? J.C. Horn covered. Go back when he did that interception. J.C. Horn covered two routes, and he still came up with the interception. That's talent, my friends. That is talent to have play recognition like that. Listen, I'm going Carolina too, just for the same thing you said. They're at home. There's really nothing that Pittsburgh can do at this point where it's just like, listen, I'm glad TJ Watt's back. I'm glad Mika Fitzpatrick has found its groove. But that offense, with Kenny Pickett, you have a hope of winning. With Mitchell Trubisky, sorry, man. Nah, it's just no way. There's just no way I can do this. So, yeah, give me Carolina just to the fact that they're home.
I was like, well, Mitchell Trubisky, you might as well just put that shit in the box. It's not working.
It ain't working, man. It ain't worth it. It's not worth it. So I think we could just rally off these next couple games. Dallas, Jacksonville. Dallas had a scare against Houston. Jacksonville got a impressive victory over the Titans. Okay. Brandon, who do you got? Dallas or Jacksonville?
I'll be honest, this might be the only game I really struggled with. I'll be honest. This might be the only game I actually struggled with. Because, yes, Dallas struggled against the Houston Texans. But that was at home, and you struggled against the Houston Texans. That's the worst team in a goddamn league.
Shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard, but okay. Okay.
It was hard. I'll be honest, man. I get it. People are going to say, Jacksonville beat Tennessee. I don't trust Tennessee for shit. I don't trust Tennessee for a goddamn thing. But here's the thing. Jacksonville actually has a chance to win a division. And a lot of people don't understand that. Jacksonville actually has a chance to actually win the division. And I think...
Yes. The Christian Kirk. By the way...
The Christian Kirk...
By the way...
Take a first-round pick to save their lives. Jacksonville Jaguars have a chance to win the division. I don't think they're going to win this game. Now, that's different. But I don't think they're going to win this game. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did either. I would not be surprised. I got Dallas.
Dallas cannot afford to lose. Dallas cannot afford to lose to Jacksonville because if they lose to Jacksonville,
I will laugh so much.
Stephen A would have something so ready. Oh.
No, he won't. I told you, he's a closet Cowboys fan. He is a closet Cowboys fan. That is his team. He reps that whatever the hell that colors are. He reps that star.
I get it. All right. Look, I'm going to go Dallas too. How do I put this? How can I sincerely put this? One team believed they drafted Micah Parsons, the next Micah Parsons. One actually has Micah Parsons on the team. There you go. Oh, God, this next one.
So, I want to point out, listen, this is also a weird-ass game for the Dallas Cowboys to kind of walk into because Jacksonville is filling themselves just a little bit. And you got and they also lost the offensive lineman, which is very huge for the Dallas Cowboys. They lost the offensive lineman. Jacksonville's defense can get some pressure.
It ain't gonna be enough. It's just trust me when I tell you this. This game's gonna be over by the third quarter. All right, this game's gonna. We'll see.
Defensively, if Dallas does do their thing, then yeah, Dallas is definitely gonna win this game about third quarter.
So here we go. This next game, Kansas City versus Houston. A little bit of a scare in Denver. A little bit of a scare, but they still won. Houston. Hey, man. Man, listen. You're going to get your quarterback of the future. You just got to... The first question you would ask is, how many massages do you get a week? I'm just saying. But we both have Kansas City in this one, right? Right?
Hell yeah, I got Kansas City.
Okay, great. Awesome. Next up, we got Arizona versus Denver. Oh, God. I totally forgot that this matchup was in this week. Oh, my God. Okay, so here we go. Kyler Murray, Rondo Moore, they got put on IR. Russell Wilson suffered a concussion. The Denver Broncos actually looked like an NFL team to score points. It's just they ran into Kansas City, who can actually score at any time. Yeah. I'm going to go with the team that has the better defense of the two. Give me the Denver Broncos at home.
I think Ron didn't even know this game was on the schedule. He's like, oh my God.
No, like I remember I marked it, but and then when I saw it again, I'm like, oh, that's right. They play each other like shit. Like, wow, I totally forgot that. Okay. Like that's totally happening. Awesome.
Oh my God, that was good. Oh wow, that was good. He's like, holy shit, that's a game.
Like we got like people actually paid money for this to watch. Damn.
Yeah, I got Denver at home. They got home field advantage. Patrick Surtain made probably one of the best intercepts I've seen in a minute. Just the fact that he had the ball in his hands. The refs were like, yeah, he picked it off.
Did you see that catch though that DeAndre Hopkins did on Monday Night Football though? Like out of the end, he was like, and you know what? That's probably so routine for him. Like to everybody else, it's amazing, but to those two guys, they're like, another day in the office.
Yeah, listen, Colt McCoy is going to play for Arizona Cardinals. Better know that. I don't know if Russ is playing for Denver, but I got Denver.
You know what's sad about it is when I saw Colt McCoy like coming onto the field, I'm like, oh, I'm so happy that he's doing great in life. I'm so happy that he's okay. You know, yeah. Like, give me the team that has the better defense. Give me the Denver Broncos. So there it is. Next up, we got. All right, so this is going to be sort of a fun one. Somewhat depending on who you ask. So we got the Patriots taking on the Raiders. So as you know, New England won on Monday Night Football. But it's pretty clear and evident to see that Mac Jones hates Matt Patricia. No. I'm not going to sugarcoat it this time. Mac Jones is about to whoop on Matt Patricia.
Whatever gave you that idea?
Oh, I don't know. When they try to do the hurry up and Matt Patricia said, no, we're taking our time. He's yelling in his helmet. And the Raiders they just hate leading. They hate to lead. They hate double-digit leads. You know, they want to keep it close. So, I mean, this is going to be a really funny game because you have one team. Like, here's the thing. You have two offenses that don't know how to, like, finish, and you have two defenses that can actually play because the Raiders' defense has been getting a little bit better.
It's been good.
And now it's like here's two offenses where it's like, oh, my God, somebody has to make a play. So, Brendan, I guess I ask you, who do you got, the Patriots or the Raiders in this one?
I'll put the Patriots, but I might go with the Raiders. I'm going with the Raiders. I'll put the Patriots. I'm going with the Raiders. Oh my God. This is literally like why football? Like why the Patriots so goddamn bad on offense, and why can't the Raiders beat just people that's coming off the street in 48 hours? What the fuck is going on? Like the Raiders can't beat a 48-hour team. Like I've never seen this. Like, but yeah, I got the Raiders because they're at home, and I heard people today say, well, Bill Belichick knows everything about Josh McDaniels, and he's going to figure it out. I'm like, did you not remember Josh McDaniels actually beat Bill Belichick?
And that's sort of the thing where I'm just kind of like, do you think Josh McDaniels, like, if there's anybody that knows how to attack a Patriots defense, you got to think it's the guy that was been there for almost like almost past a decade. It's like, listen, the Patriots defense are not going to throw the same thing twice at you, but you would at least think that this man has something up his sleeve to at least counter it. And we're about to find out.
Juan, I got to ask you a question. Would you rather have Davante Adams or the whole Patriots receiving corps?
Oh, fuck no. Davante Adams. Fuck that. Did you not see that game on Monday night? Nelson Aguilar had the ball in his gut, and he still dropped that shit. Like, I'd rather have Davante Adams and a bunch of nobodies than the wide receiver core from the Patriots right now.
Just Davante Adams. I don't even want the rest of the receivers.
Like, listen, I'm rolling with Davante Adams and like 6 tight ends. I don't give a shit. Like, don't you want the wide receiver core from New England? I don't think Bill Belichick even wants the wide receiver core from New England right now.
I want to point out there's a lot of people out there that the Patriots need to make a move during the offseason. They need to get an offensive coordinator, and they also need a goddamn receiver. Well, we're trading Michael Thomas, and we would love for the Patriots to take Michael Thomas off our hands. We'll take a first-round pick and somebody from defense. I don't know which one. Maybe defensive end, defensive tackle, or a cornerback. I don't give a shit. We need somebody. So
I want people to understand that Marcus Jones, a 6th-round rookie that played corner for the University of Houston, has the same amount of touchdowns as Nelson. Oh my God. Like, it's bad. Like, I understand. Like, I wish Nick and Noah were here so I could just like yell at them. Like, listen, I don't know what you got to do. I don't know who you got to call, but you gotta buy one, trade for one, and draft one in the same fucking year because, okay, that's enough. I understand. Like, Bill Belichick's a mastermind. But enough's enough, all right? Like, you need a wide receiver. Enough of this shit.
Listen, I will also trade Pete Carmichael with Michael Thomas so y'all can have an offensive coordinator. Now, he's not a great offensive coordinator.
But you're going to get one. But you got better than whatever that is.
He's way better than that shit you got. I mean,
look, I'm going to go with the Patriots on this one only because I think their defense can actually score. And they can. And that's the thing. Even though the Raiders' defense has been getting better, they still don't know how to turn the ball over while the Patriots' defense does. I'm going to go with New England in this one.
Very true. Very, very true.
So.
Oh, my God. I feel like they got to do so much. The Patriots got to do so much to get so little. You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's like, what's that, the Chappelle episode? What is the Chappelle episode? The player haters ball or whatever? Yeah. I want to thank you all for so much. For giving me so like you don't think that's what the defense is saying to the offense after every game? I want to thank the offense so much for us doing so much and you giving me so little to work with. Like, I hate you. Like, I bet you, I guarantee you that Uchi from Michigan, number 55, the linebacker edge from New England, looks at Matt Patricia and goes, you know what? And your offensive play calling, I hope everything bad in the world happens to you and only you. All right? And only you. Like, it's bad when the defense has to score a touchdown every single week just for the Patriots to at least feel like they can win this game.
It's bad when they got to move their rookie cornerback to offense because they have no weapons.
Like, dude, you're ready. Oh, God.
They have no fucking weapons. They're like, hey, man, just go out there and play receiver. Fuck it. We got to do something. We need something.
It's just one of those things. Next up, we got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Tennessee Titans kind of embarrassed at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars last week. The Los Angeles Chargers are starting to find their groove after that lost a couple weeks ago to the Raiders. Now they're in their own little world right now where they control their own destiny. And that's really what it is. So, Brandon, I ask you, do you have the Titans or do you have the Chargers?
Oh God, this feels like a goddamn trap game, don't it? But who's the trap team? It feels like a trap game. But who's the trap team?
It feels like the Chargers would fall into a trap in this case.
It feels like the Chargers, right? And that's kind of why I'm going with Tennessee.
Oh, God.
Listen, I'm going with Tennessee. I don't trust Ryan Tannehill for shit. But as long as they got King Henry, they should be all right.
And the thing about the Chargers is they are one of the worst run defenses in the league.
And here's how crazy it is. We can't even say that because last week they actually stopped Miami.
Yes, but that was one game. Like, understand this. Josh Jacobs has roughly 1,400 rushing yards. He gained 400 of those against the fucking Chargers. The Chargers. I don't know what else to say other than, dude, they don't know how to stop the run. Like, listen, Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert, that's different. Like, okay, it's doable. This is Derek fucking Henry. Even though he fumbled, he still had a good game last week. Look, I'm gonna go with the Chargers in this one because as long as they are healthy, the Chargers can win. And that's all they need to do. Just be healthy. Don't do anything stupid. Just stay healthy, and you'll figure it out from there. Because Brandon Staley needs to get into the playoffs more than Justin Herbert. Listen, I get it where all the slander's coming from, where it's like, well, I'm going to take Joe Burrow over Justin Herbert because Joe Burrow took him to the Super Bowl. You know what? You're right. I would too. But if Justin Herbert's not going to go anywhere, let's leave it at that. Justin Herbert is not leaving the Los Angeles area anytime soon. But if this man still wants a job, if Brandon Staley still wants a job, he has to get into the playoffs because that was the expectation. If they miss the playoffs for the third year in a row and Justin Herbert's never been, yeah, you're going to have to find another head coach because he ain't it.
I feel like with this situation, it feels like, you know me, how I feel about the Chargers. Eventually, they're going to just shit the bed, and it just happens. It happens so much. Brandon Staley should have been fired last year. Let's get that out the way.
After that Sunday night fiasco, yes, I think a lot of people were ready to just cut him.
But now it's like, if you fire him, who are you going to get?
Oh, I got so many names ready for the Chargers. I got so many names. I got D'Amico Ryans, the defensive coordinator from San Francisco, Eric Bieniemy from the Kansas City Chiefs. I got Sean Payton coming out of retirement. I got there's like 3 top names right there.
But here's the thing. You got to go offense for a head coach because that's the only
Perfect.
way.
Get Sean Payton. Pay the price. Pay the price.
You have to go offense because Brandon Staley is defense. So, yeah, you go to
Or, honest to God, this is the guy that I've loved for years. Pep Hamilton, the offensive passing game coordinator for Houston, who has made it work with. They're not winning, but David Mills, he made David Mills look like a starting quarterback in the NFL for a little while. Well, if you could do that, you could do some shit with a Justin Herbert.
He made David Mills not look like a fucking one and done.
Exactly. So there's offensive names. There's names that offensively are ready to go. So that's all I'm saying. Next up, we got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Cincinnati, impressive win. They win again over the Browns. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, well, hey, got to do what you got to do, right? Sometimes you take licks. It's all right. Brandon, I know it's very sad to say this, especially with Tom Brady being there, but we both have Cincinnati in this game, right?
it's not that sad at all. I got Cincinnati easy. I mean, it's not
Okay.
that sad at all for me personally. I mean,
Yeah, I got Cincinnati too. I'm ready to move on from this game because
I just
the thing about Tampa Bay right now is I don't have a problem with Tom Brady. I don't have a problem with Mike Evans. I just have a problem with the head coach and his system of defense, and it is bad. It is so bad. Like, dude. And then the thing is, too, Tom did hurt his hand during the San Francisco 49er game. And I'm starting to realize now people should start wondering, is this it? No, it's been it. It's just you guys didn't want to believe it. But we've been saying it for weeks now. Like, hey,
Are you going to skip Bayless where it's just like you're disrespecting the GOAT? He's the greatest of all time. You can't talk about it like that.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can talk about a player when they have when they have a bad year. That's what we do. That's what we do. If you play like shit, it's gonna be brought up. If you play great, it's gonna be brought up.
I want to say this. We when we did the yearly preview of the divisions, I said this was about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For the Saints, I just feel like they fucked up and they put a person that doesn't know how to really run that offense in charge of all.
I would love Dennis Allen as a defensive coordinator because I think he's awesome at it. But I just after this year, it's just kind of like, man, I really thought he learned from his first lessons in Oakland, and it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out.
That's what I think. Like, I feel like a lot of people are saying it's Dennis Allen's fault, but I really think it's really Pete Carmichael. He just don't know how to call an offense. I think because Sean Payton's had him in a basement for so long, for him to run that offense, he doesn't know how to do it. He doesn't make adjustments. He doesn't do anything. What I'm saying is this. I felt more confident in Dennis Allen than Ty Bowles. Dennis Allen had a problem. Dennis Allen was young. Dennis Allen had the Raiders after Al Davis passed away. It made sense why he struggled in the Raiders. Todd Bowles had the Jets with Geno Smith in the Jets defense from Rex Ryan. And he didn't do shit.
Exactly. I just think right now, for Dennis Allen, really what it comes down to is he has to find a replacement for the offensive coordinator. He has to find somebody that can just take charge of this offense and be like, hey, I don't care what you do, but you're going to do this, and I will give you full reins of the full offense.
And I think and that's why I say I think it was the organization. They fucked them up because they said they keep the same coaching staff. It's like
now, let me ask you this: would you be opposed to a Bill O'Brien reunion? I mean, would you be opposed to Bill O'Brien being the offensive coordinator?
I actually would like Joe Brady.
That would be something. That would be something.
I think Joe Brady. I think he got a real fair shake in Carolina because
Right.
wanted to call his plays.
Right.
His way. So I think he would, if he actually came to New Orleans, he knows Louisiana clearly. He would actually know how to use, and whoever we get as quarterback, we draft a quarterback, or maybe find one in free agency, or maybe we go get Jordan Love or Trey Lance, depending on what San Francisco looks like in the playoffs.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting a quarterback that is that dynamic because he helped Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, people get Joe Burrow look fucking horrible his junior year at LSU. He was bad. Like, he was not that good.
No.
He gets Joe Brady, and holy shit, look at Joe Burrow. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So listen, but I'm saying the same thing about Tampa. Tampa Bay with Todd Bowles. Who the fuck thought this was gonna work? Like, this is the same.
Todd Bowles is another one I would love as a defensive coordinator,
like,
but not as the dude to.
Here's the thing. Here's how crazy this is. If you actually look at the team's defenses, they're not that bad. Just the offense sucks.
Yeah, they both are pretty bad.
Everybody was raving about this man.
No, I think Byron Leftwich is still a good offensive coordinator. I just think the problem is when you have a 45-year-old quarterback, the limitations of what you can do, very hard. Very hard.
And I just feel like everybody just jumped out the window. It was like, Tampa Bay's so great. Todd Bowles has never really been that type of guy. Like, he's just not that.
I get it.
He can't lead.
I get it.
He can't lead everybody. You saw games this year with Todd Bowles on the sidelines. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, it looked like he didn't know what was going to happen. And now you hear reports that Tom Brady is literally telling the offense that what they taught you in practice, yeah, forget that shit. Hours before the game, he's like, yeah, forget that shit. We're not doing that at all this game. What else do you expect the team to do? You're getting two different conversations going on, literally in a game. And so it's just like, that's a problem already. Tampa Bay is going to make the playoffs, possibly.
I never understood why Tom wanted to come back. And listen, you might be going through your own problems, but it's like, dude, you gotta. I really hope this was a wake up call after all the hits he took this year, him hurting his hand against San Francisco. I hope this is a wake up call. Like, hey, you know what, Tom? We love you, man. We're never gonna forget what you did. But sometimes, dude, it is just time to go. Because this actually kind of hurts his legacy a little bit. Because now, the whole time of, well, Tom Brady was unstoppable and everything. If he would have retired last year, we would have just looked at it and been like, oh, well, the defense didn't show up. Now, oh, dude, Tom is putting the whole team in jeopardy sometimes.
I need people to understand something. Of course, we got Cincinnati winning this game. But look at what the defense did against Brock Purdy. You tell me with Joe Burrow, with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins possibly, and Tyler Boyd maybe, you are telling me that's the team they're going up against this upcoming week? And by the way, their run defense has had their struggles here in 9 games. You got Joe Mixon and P. Ryan both being eligible. I don't see this ending well for the freaking Tampa. Get ready to see another Tampa Bay game where you just like turn this shit the fuck off, put another game on TV. Like
it's getting to that point. It's getting to that point. Yeah.
It feels like that, man.
It gets to that point. It does.
Yeah, I don't know if this season has ruined Tom Brady's legacy. I think it just made everybody realize, like, you should have probably just retired.
Yeah.
Like, why did you come back? I think it's more so on the why did you come back? Because this shit, you knew it was going to get bad, but you didn't expect it to be this fucking
No, nobody did. Lastly, Sunday Night Football. We got the Giants taking on the Washington Commanders. The last time these two teams met, they tied at a 20-20 stake. Since then, the Giants have gone downward. The Washington Commanders actually look like a real football team with Taylor Heinicke at the reins. So, Brandon, I'm assuming that we both got the Washington Commanders at Washington, correct?
I got Washington. That's not even. I was about to say that, and I was like, nah, I know that way. I got the Giants. These guys, listen. If any team has cleared up their conversation of who the fuck is the quarterback next year, it's the Giants. They clearly know it ain't Daniel Jones. They clearly know it is not Daniel Jones next year. I don't know what they're going to do particularly in the draft. I don't know if they're going to draft a quarterback or they're just going to just hope and pray that they can finagle the Green Bay Packers out of Aaron Rodgers, not Tennessee. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but the Giants are literally going to leave Daniel Jones in free agency. They're not going to re-up him. They're going to let him go. Yeah, Washington wins this game. I said, Juan, you've heard me all year. What have I said? Washington's going where?
To the playoffs.
Okay. I'm just okay.
I know. I just don't want to believe the fact that Taylor Heinicke is going to do it again. And maybe I should start believing. Maybe this is the guy. Maybe XFL quarterbacks do deserve a chance, damn it. Just saying. And lastly, Monday Night Football. And I know people are going to look at that and be like, well, that was a quick one. It's like, well, yeah, because listen, Washington Commanders defense has played great. Saquon Barkley, even though he got taken off the report, we're still not going to overlook the fact that he only played 20 snaps last week. Meaning, if he's down, the Giants are down. So, there it is. And lastly, we have a Monday night matchup between the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Green Bay Packers. The Rams beating the Raiders on Thursday Night Football. They literally get a 12-day rest. They're still depleted because nobody's back from injury. And the Packers, I don't know what to say about it. So I guess this is just one of those things where I'm assuming we both pick the Packers because they're both at home, correct? Or the Packers are at home?
Yeah, I got the Packers. I feel like people are just so happy that Baker Mayfield did something right that they're getting delusional now. It's just like freaking ungodly delusional now. It's like, Joey May's figured it out again. He's going to make this guy. It's like, dude, can y'all stop this shit, please? Can you stop it? Baker Mayfield had one game, and let's be real, that last drive, if it wasn't for 2 penalties, Baker Mayfield probably would have thrown a pick that would have ended the game. Oh, you would have got sacked.
Or we could just discount the fact that, Max Crosby was kind of almost held like a motherfucker on the last 2 plays. But that's not here nor there. Look, I'm going to go with Green Bay too, only because that this Rams team was not meant to play in the cold at all. It's not. It is supposed to be quick, offensively, fast defensively, and they're not meant for the cold. I don't even know if the Packers are meant for the cold, but they're used to the environment. So if Devontae Adams did that to Jalen Ramsey, what the hell is a young Christian Watson gonna do? And give me the Green Bay Packers.
Listen, this. I'm in a Green Bay fan. Goddamn. Shit. Holy fuck. This is. Man, this feels like a game that nobody cares about. This week is just a bunch of games like. I guess they gonna win. I don't fucking know.
I literally looked at Arizona, Denver, and I'm like, really? That's a game? Shit. All right, cool. Watch it be the best game of the week. That's just the luck.
Outstanding game of the week. It's just like it has all the potentials of going 50-50. It's just like it just has all the potentials. This week sucks. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to tell you.
This week was not a fun week to make predictions because I'm looking at it like, I don't know what you want to do. We're playing a bunch of what ifs this week. So there it is. There it is.
This week sucks, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what the hell to tell you guys. This week sucks. I know there's a lot of people like, this was a quick show. Yeah, because there's no excitement.
There is nothing. There is nothing for me to look at this and be like, yeah, I believe in this team, or I believe in this could happen. You look at every game this week and you're like, maybe what ifs, and what if that happens? It is what it is. But there it is. Those are our week 15 picks. We're done. We're going to hope that week 16 is just a little bit better. Brandon, as always, it was nice talking to you, man. I want you to have a good weekend. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Enjoy the game on Saturday. Enjoy the games on Sunday, and we'll wrap it up on Monday Night Football. Until then, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you guys next Tuesday with hopefully a better slate of football games. Until then, that's Brandon. Y'all take care now. Peace out, everybody.